for descending hills. Lastly, and this I think is most important to us, this purchase would help to improve department morale as the members realize a new fire hall remains at least a few years away. An important consideration for the board is that until a new facility is commissioned, which can accommodate the overall size of more modern fire apparatus, this proposed short to medium term solution is confirmed to fit into our existing fire hall and should also place the department into a better grading position with fire underwriters insurance, given it is 5 years newer than the E25. So in other words, it'll be easier to get the pump recertified. If purchased, the E33 apparatus would become the Union Bay Fire Rescue's first line fire response vehicle, with E24 being designated as a second line response. E25 would then be offered up for disposition with an expected sale price recovery probably of no more than $5,000. Union Bay Fire Rescue would also continue to service test its 2 fire engines annually in compliance with fire underwriters' guidelines for use or modified fire apparatus. These guidelines call for adherence to either Underwriters Laboratories of Canada Standard for Automobile Firefighting Apparatus, S515-13, or subsequent editions, or National Fire Protection Association, NFPA 1911, Standard for the Inspection, Maintenance, Testing, and Retirement of In-Service Automotive Fire Apparatus, 2012 edition, or subsequent edition. A request is being forwarded by Comox Fire to the Fire Underwriter Survey for an extension to our fire grading to grant at minimum another 3 years of coverage, which the fire chief believes should not affect this purchase, if not granted due to the many benefits already outlined above. There is a very strong possibility the fire chief will be able to negotiate with Comox Fire to have 800 feet of 4-inch high volume hose included as part of this purchase, a $10,000 retail equivalent. This would enable us to relay pump much more effectively over long distances if required. In summary, we respectfully request you, the trustees, to authorize the fire chief to engage his counterpart at Comox Fire Rescue in negotiations for the purchase of this E33 fire engine as soon as possible in an effort to provisionally secure the purchase of this vehicle, pending the drafting and approval of an appropriate bylaw to authorize disbursement of the required funds out of UBID's Fire Department Renewal and Replacement Capital Reserve Fund. The current balance in this fund as of January 13, 2017 is $964,940.44. Thank you. And it's signed by Mr. Duval and Chief Jackson. So basically where we're at here now is that I would like to, I think this is a no-brainer for everyone. If we can get this truck for $30,000, it buys us more time, and it's a lot better machine than what we have. So what I am proposing is that I would like to get a motion from the board that we give Chief Jackson the authority to negotiate for us on our behalf for this piece of equipment within the parameters that were laid out here, i.e. he feels that we can get it for $30,000. I believe somebody in a newspaper article said that they're offering it for sale for $20,000, but by the time you factor in the extra hose, taxes, inspection on the vehicle and everything else, we're looking at $30,000. So therefore, I'm asking for a motion from the board.
I'll second that. I do want to put that motion forward.
Well, I can put the motion forward that we give Chief Jackson the authority to negotiate on our behalf.
Yeah.
I believe that Mark has the inside track with these people anyway. I shouldn't say that, I suppose, but I believe that we have a very good chance of acquiring this piece of equipment for that money. So, but I have a vote on.
Just before we vote, I do have one question.
Yes.
And I am in favor of this purchase.
Yeah.
I am just curious, how many existing firefighters have air brakes endorsement?
I don't think that many. That occurred to me as well. However, we will have to have them trained.
Yeah, it's far safer vehicle, and the spring brakes, when they're applied, will hold the vehicle.
I certainly agree. I'm just wondering what the cost is going to be to get an air brakes endorsement for a number of firefighters.
Well,
I've done that myself, and you know, we're talking anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 per person.
No, that's like a class 1. Air brake endorsement would be probably $150 to $200.
Okay, well, on that basis, I'd certainly, if the air brakes endorsement can be done for the members for $150 a piece, then I would certainly support it.
well, okay, this is just an aside. My grandson recently had taken an air brake course, and I believe it was in the range. It was a weekend course, and it was in the range of about $200. Okay.
And that provided what?
Well,
Your air brake certification.
Yeah, air brake certification.
Your certification.
That allows you to use it, drive a vehicle equipped with it.
We're gonna have to go forward with that, and like, all the new vehicles are gonna have air brakes anyway, so
Yeah,
we're actually
we
going
have
into
to
the
do it,
future here.
I feel. Anyway, so could I have a vote on that motion?
I'll second that. I'll second that motion.
Trustee Bellinger?
In favor?
Are you in favor? Okay, everybody's in favor? The motion is carried, and you will let Mr. Jackson represent us. Okay,
To the maximum.
yeah, within the parameters of what we discussed, 30 grand. We'll have to argue about it if it gets over that, so I don't believe it. Okay. Fire chief's reports. Next. I can find them here.
Actually, I will give you the number of Martin, I'll give you the number of, I know the fellow that does the
Training.
fire department training, frontline fire department, Bob Wicker. I'll get you his number, and you could contact him. Probably if we got a group together, it might be cheaper. We could do them at once.
Okay, thanks for that. Okay, we have a couple of reports here because we didn't get them in last time.
The fire chief is behind the budget, or the fire hall.
Yeah. The first report we have from the fire chief is kind of standard report. Primary persons report keep Union Bay Improvement District Board informed the activities, progress, and major programs and/or objectives. The department responded to 10 incidents December for the year 2016. UBFR responded to 91 incidents. That's a total of 91 incidents over the year. This is an increase from 73 last year, which was an all-time record. So we're getting busy. The call volume was almost doubled in the last 5 years. And I think primarily as a first responder, not as a fire call. So the incident category, first responder number of calls 3, motor vehicle incident 3, structure fire 1, detector activated no fire 1, chimney fire 1, wires down 1. And then he gives a report of total time worked 8 hours 20 minutes, average time on call 50 minutes, total number of responders 36, average number of responders 4. Open fire bans in Coastal Fire Center. There's no open fire bans in place. Training. Captains McGregor and Rainey are now certified as NFPA 1021 Fire Officers Level 1. Deputy Chief Ham is now certified to NFPA 1021 Fire Officer Level 2. Vehicle safety. There's a proposal to acquire a used engine from Comox, which we just discussed, to replace our E25. Membership, its current strength is 21 members. Occupational health and safety. This is an in-house meeting that they have. I don't think we have to get into that. It's pretty much standard stuff. Public relations and events. The department received a well-deserved thank you from Pat Cook, who suffered a fire loss to part of her home. It was reprinted in the December 23rd issue of Beaumont's Valley Echo. Then we get on to the next one. This one is the most recent report. Again, the first responder was number of calls were 5. Motor vehicle incident, number of calls were 4. Detector activated, no fire, 1. Illegal burning, 1. Total time worked, 4 hours, 26 minutes. Average time on call, 24 minutes. Total number of responders, 28. And average number of responders, 3. Over fire bands in Coastal Fire Center, there's no bands right now. Training is ongoing. Vehicles and vehicle safety, E24 and E25 both passed their annual commercial vehicle inspections. Membership, current strength is 20 members. 1 member relocated to Nanaimo for work, so we've lost 1 member there. We'll have to get back, okay, I thought we had read this into the record, but I guess we didn't. December the 1st, 2016, again, number of calls were 5, motor vehicle incident 1, illegal burning 1, detector activated, no fire 1. Monthly fire response statistics, 4 hours, 22 minutes, total time work. Average time on call, 33 minutes, total number of responders, 22. Average number of responders, 3. No open fire bans, training is ongoing. Now, one thing the chief does mention, the duty vehicle was inspected and is in need of more work. This is something we're going to have to consider in the very near future. It requires more work than the vehicle is worth. It also has a severe chronic water leak into the passenger compartment, which could result in a fast-moving electrical fire. It should be replaced with a new duty officer vehicle as soon as possible. A proposal will be put forth to acquire a Chevy Tahoe early in the year. Approximate costs, including vehicle, emergency lighting equipment, labor to install, and then FPA striping will be about $65,000, taxes included. Now, I'm sorry, you don't have that?
The 2 fire trucks.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You don't have that? Okay, well, I do know that we did put this out before. I'm sorry about that. Things are a little screwed up tonight, and I apologize for that. But the big thing is that we're going to have to look at not only replacing the main engine, but the duty truck as well. And that, Mark hasn't come forward with a proposal yet, but I think we have to, that's got to be on our radar. The vehicle, I believe, is a 2007 double cab pickup with a small box, and it really isn't the right vehicle probably for a duty truck in any event. But however, I won't belabor the point there. It'll be something that we have to, when Mark brings it forward, then we'll have to do. E25 is undergoing its pump service today to maintain its operational capability. That's the main engine. It should, however, be replaced with a newer engine with far greater capability in the new year. Well, I think we're on the right track to do that. The proposed outline and the reasoning for replacing E25 will be completed before year's end for future consideration by the board. Okay, so I think we've covered that. We're already honing in on a new main.
If we got the fire department committee active again, they could be addressing these sort of things and working out a plan and then bringing it forward to us. And I don't know, there's been a few interruptions, but I think it's really important that we get that committee active again, and yes, they can deal with these sorts of things and bring ideas to us. I don't know about a brand new truck, but maybe something that's a lot newer would be a... So how do we reactivate these committees?
Well, we have to...
That's been brought up at every meeting.
We haven't had a chance to address that completely yet. It's not on the agenda for tonight, but
Okay.
it's a good idea. Before I leave the fire department reports, on the 21st of January, the annual Fire Rescue Awards banquet was held at the community hall. All board members were invited to attend. My wife and I attended and were treated to a delicious meal. And I did say a few words on behalf of the board. I'm always in awe of the dedication these volunteers bring to their fire rescue duties. I don't have anything further to add, except that there were several significant awards passed out at that banquet. And I expect a report on the banquet will be forthcoming, and I look forward to reading it out at a future board meeting and share it with you. I would like to point out, however, that we are in desperate need of volunteers. I mean, I looked around that hall, and some of those people are almost as old as me. It's
Older.
too old. We really, so if anybody is interested at all, or knows of somebody who is, please make sure they contact me. Okay? So that's it for the fire reports. I would like to get a motion from the board that they be retained on file and sound part of the record.
I make that motion.
Could I get a seconder for that?
I'll second it, sure.
I'm sorry, I missed the motion.
To file those
Accept the-
reports and retain them on file.
Accept the minutes.
Okay, everybody, those in favor?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And the motion. Okay, now we get on to the Public Works Superintendent's report. These are fairly, there's nothing too surprising in these reports. This is from Mr. Dan McGill. Langley Lake, this is December the 8th, 2016. The lake has returned to normal now that the rains have slowed. Turbidity is now falling slowly and should be under 1.0 NTU in a month or so. Help me out here, Jim. What does that mean?
That allow our turbidity units.
Okay. Fair enough. That's good, isn't it?
Wow. The VHAR requirement is to be under 4.
Okay. So this is on the money anyway. Repairs, 6597 Walker Road. The sniffer valve cap on the double check valve is corroded off and leaking from 6.5 feet down in the ground. We have had these caps break in the past, but not on a meter this deep. The fix for now is a stainless steel screw in the top and not a new cap. The threads are surrounded by the existing cap brass. BC Hydro Green Road, November 14th, the tie-in was done for the Green Road Hydro project. It started at 8 a.m. and finished at 9:30 p.m. Excuse me, at 12:30 a.m. the south end tie-in blew off. We responded and turned down valves from hydrant number 20 to the south end. The McKay Reservoir had only 1/3 of its volume left to supply the system. The break was caused by improperly thrust blocking the cap on the end of the 8-inch pipe. The area was excavated and the cap was reinstalled, and large rocks were used to thrust block the pipe. So, water stats: in 1.60 NTU, out 1.65 NTU. Chlorine 1.75, tank level 35 centimeters from full, water temperature 5.9 degrees Celsius, water consumption 500 cube meters per day, raining days 500 cube meters, Langley Lake height 5 centimeters. Okay. The next one is the January 5th, 2017 one. Langley Lake is still in turnover mode, so those of you who can get more rid of the water, this is why. It reached as high as 2.9 MTUs, which is not good, in the McLeod Reservoir. The water, however, has no sedimentation, but with the different temperatures of the layers mixing has caused cloudiness in the water. I've reported this to VHA, and extra samples have been taken throughout the system. The turbidity is slowly dropping, and I will be sampling accordingly. Repairs, 6613 Walker Road. That sounds familiar. 6597 Walker Road. Boy, must have some bad pipe in there. had a split in the copper service approximately 5 feet from the meter box. Service was situated on our septic system drain pipe and a 4-inch big old drain to the ditch. This made the repair very difficult as we had to hand dig the pipe. The entire section of septic pipe water was flowing into the repair hole and was pumped to the road ditch. The entire section of water pipe will have to be replaced in the next few months. Okay, and with the BC Hydro thing, the 10-inch upgraded water main is now up and running as of January the 10th. The replacement of 250 feet of 8-inch water main was due to bins being inserted to go around the duct bank that BC Hydro was installing. With the added bins, the current 8-inch main would be under stress to provide flow to the system. I recommended the line be upgraded to 10-inch to provide more flow for the south end in the McKay Reservoir. The tie-in was from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. and 5 households were without water. Water staff in was 2.50, out 2.65, chlorine 1.55 ppm. What does that mean?
Parts per million.
Okay, free. Tank level 35 centimeters from full. Water temperature 5.9 degrees Celsius. Water consumption 500 cubic meters per day. Langley Lake height 5 centimeters. Okay, so that is a report from Mr. Dan McGill. So I would like to get a motion again from the board to have these reports filed. Could I get a second here for that?
Yeah.
Okay, and then those in favor?
Yeah.
Okay, motion carried. All right, now we get to the old business. And this is appointment of auditors. Now, perhaps you could help me out with this, Martin?
You have to name your auditors on an annual basis.
Right?
You have to appoint them.
Yes. Okay.
And appoint the auditor taking an RFP or any other method of changing our auditors. I don't know if it's required at this point. I'm not sure how long they have been our auditors. I'm not aware of any reason why we would have to look for another auditor at this time.
Okay.
So it's just a formality that you would endorse them and then they'll carry them forward.
I believe we just recently had an audit now, right?
Yes.
Is that been completed now?
The on-site work is done. They're still working at their offices. The reports
But it
should
should
be
be a
available.
completed report that hasn't been received.
No, and it won't be until somewhat later, but they will be here in plenty of time for the agenda.
I think why this was put on here is that we hadn't really officially appointed the auditors prior. We didn't get to it in the last meeting. So I think we did it by email, and everybody agreed that we had to go ahead with it. Yeah, okay, so, but everybody's okay with that? We can reconfirm that, I make a motion that we reconfirm that the auditors were hired in the regional manager. Okay, everybody okay with that?
Fine with that, yeah.
Motion carried, who seconded it? Okay, motion carried. Okay, good. Okay. Now we get to the 2016 year-end transfers to capital reserves. Martin,
This is, it's not so much, I say here on there, I leave that on there, whatever the priority last minute document. At any rate, we have to, this is a formality, when I talk about it, I can stand at your table and dance. This just allows, in the event that we successfully conclude a deal to purchase the surplus vehicle from Comox, to allow the chief knows that we actually have the money for it, it's available, and that's all it is. So this is the authorization is to move money from the fire department replenishment fund to the operating, so we can pay the bills, that's good, the bills are paid for.
Is that the last?
In the event, yes, in the event that we do buy this truck. It is, in the document it states that if we don't spend the money, or we don't spend all the money, it has to go back. It doesn't move until we actually spend it. So this is at this point, it's a formality. It will go into effect really if and when we complete the purchase of the vehicle.
No, Martin, that ties in with new other business, section B, bylaw number 269, does it not?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay, we'll get to that in a bit. Okay, Scheduling meetings with external agencies. Thank you. Comox Valley Regional District semi-annual meeting. Now, I'm going to suggest that we leave that to Mr. G to set a meeting up. We're supposed to meet with them twice a year. I recall that Trustee Loxam and I were at that meeting last July. Yeah, it is, yes. So I will leave that in your capable hands to maybe contact somebody from the CVRD and arrange for that. I'm available. I don't see any problem in being available for that meeting. It would be nice if we could get as many trustees as possible attending it.
Oh, I think we should all attend.
If we can do it, but
because the issues are quite pertinent with regards to.
I understand that. However, we do have 2 working trustees, and it's going to be very hard sometimes to make this commitment. However, Martin, if you would look into that and perhaps arrange something that would be trying to get the maximum number of trustees there. The same thing, Island Health Surface Water Quality Treatment Implementation, the update. That sounds to me like DHA wants an update on where we're going with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a good chance for us to ask questions of them.
I believe so. So again, if you could look into that as well, and again, if we can get as many trustees there as possible, I'm not sure.
Are there any days or time of day that work for Trustee Loxam and Trustee Benton?
Well,
I think we'll just go ahead and schedule it, and we'll work around.
Yeah, we'll try and figure it out.
I think that's all we can do. I think that's the best. Because I can't tell right now. I mean, my hours are all over the place, and some of yours. I think just schedule it, and we'll do our best to get there. That's fair enough?
I think that's all we can do at this point. Island Timberlands, that's the annual meeting, and again, this is an important meeting because it centers around the protection of the Laney Lake water system. So again, Martin, I'm afraid we're going to have to put that on you to see if you can set something up. I realize it's going to take a lot of time, but there is a contact list at the office for these people. So.
As a matter of fact, Island Timberland is already in contact with me to ask when we're having meetings.
Perfect. Okay.
You're ahead of the game.
Yeah. Sarah Kavanaugh, negotiator, Ministry of Aboriginal Relations and Reconciliation. Well, I'm certainly willing to attend any meeting involved in that, being Aboriginal myself. But maybe bring a different insight to it.
Well, I think, again,
As many trustees, yeah, absolutely.
Because the First Nations are looking at development as well.
That's right.
So I think it's very important that we
Okay.
meet with them.
Again, Martin, whatever you can do, and we'll just have to.
It's kind of fast. It's okay.
I think you're going to have it. Okay, so let's get on to the new other business, Freedom of Information request. I have no information on that.
It's a request by a landowner to see an invoice that should be part of the public record. Kevin was going to release it. He wanted to let the board know that he was going to do so. It's not so much a question of can we, it's just to let you know that it's happening.
Okay.
So I have it here. It's an invoice with McDonald Stewart, and there's no reason that I can see that we should deny the request.
Absolutely. If you would take care of that, I'd appreciate it. Okay. Now we get to bylaw number 269, Fire Department Renewal Reserve Disbursement Bylaw 2017. I'm not so sure I even have that.
It's at the very
Very
back.
back. Okay.
Last two there, please. Last two pages.
Okay, this is a bylaw. Now, this ties into what we talked to earlier about transferring funds from the capital reserve to enable to purchase this fire truck. And perhaps we should also keep in mind that we may have to replace the